right.
This was going to be the year that we exercise the demons and we get past Mahomes and the boys, and it didn't happen. And for all the, there's all this talk about the refs and the calls and so on and so forth. And sure that, at the end of the day, Kincaid has an opportunity to make that catch. And then you're in field goal range, and then we see what happens. But he doesn't make that catch, and here's where we are. So there's no one to blame. We had an opportunity there, and we dropped it, and that's it. That's the part that
Yeah,
hurts the most.
it does suck. And, you can imagine how we feel with the early knockout and think back like swap Kincaid for Baltimore tight end there.
Yeah, no,
Same scenario. It sucks. You can't predict this shit. I don't think it's rigged. It's just the way it crumbles.
Yeah, exactly. There's a couple questionable calls, of course. Couple first downs, and you know what? They're humans and they make mistakes, and they're vulnerable and can be swayed by money. So who knows? Who knows what's going on? But it is what it is.
So let's say that's 2 for rigged and 1 for not rigged, because I'm with Wayne. Yes, you had your opportunity to make it to where it could not be influenced, but do we really need to go through the list? I wouldn't even say the 4th down call. I wouldn't even say, I would honestly say the one that upset me the most was it either should have been an interception or an incompletion. And it was a critical catch right on the goal line. And that sent me into, I'm done with this game.
Yeah.
There was a lot of holding downfield that wasn't called all night. You can see clips of Allen in the pocket pointing at the holding before he rolls out to try to throw the ball away. The 4th down call, I don't know. Like, again, like you said, Wayne, it's human. Are there external factors that may or may not exist? For sure, but it's the human factor.
Another thing that I question, and then actually it just kind of grinds my gears, is why the hell did they measure that 4th down? If it's so close, and you have the discrepancy between the 2 refs, which is some more bullshit, but why don't you measure it? And I haven't seen a measurement in ages, to be honest with you, when I think back to it.
That is true. I mean, I don't think I've missed one snap of a Lions game, and how many measurements could I recall off the top of my head? 0. Doesn't mean they didn't happen, but it's not like it used to be.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. You used to get that. That was part of the game. That was something you acted out as if this was football.
Yeah,
I never even thought about that.
You brought the ball at where it's supposed to be, and then you measure it. And so somehow that didn't happen. And that's another part that kind of, I don't want to get into the rigged part of it, but again, it's just the questionable calls in those situations, and it just makes me scratch my head. So
let me ask a question, since we're talking about reffing in particular right now. At what point is it reasonable? Maybe it's already something that should have been considered or done, but at what point is it reasonable for them to take a little bit of this human element out of it and start using some already long available technology?
I mean, I feel like they've done that with the replay assist, and the amount of replay that they already have. It's essentially automating the game to where the refs are now, they don't even have to go to the screen anymore. It just says, yeah, oh no, that was not, right to their ear, and they're sorry, we fucked up.
Well,
here's it.
I guess what I'm getting at is with other major sports, literally like baseball, trying to use at least the computerized strike zone. With the fact that it would be so easy to link up the ball to the sticks, have the stick be the official marker, see how far the ball made it down the field. You can do these things in a split second.
So you guys are already talking in the 90s. Hitch, that's a great point. I'm thinking current. How are you not able to, I guess, geofence the entire field, right? And have something microscopic in the ball that tells you exactly if it broke its plain of sight, right?
That's what I'm saying. You have a waypoint that you need the ball to get to. Use the technology.
We're talking in the news about drones flying in the sky. How come the NFL can't put something in a football that allows you to end this conversation and you quickly go, and there's the data, there's the proof, right? It's impossible to argue, right? Which is where I guess you were going with the strike zone, but I don't know, man. I'm all for it. I'm sick and tired of these conversations because these are the crucial things that they continue to happen. They're more undeniable than they ever have been. And yeah, there's holding calls, which you can go back and look at any game and watch it in slow motion and nitpick where everybody's hand went. But when you're talking about replaying certain things and giving these guys time to go back up into the booth and dive right into it on every angle possible, and they're letting their egos, and I'm assuming FanDuel or DraftKings or whatever, get in the way.
Well, holding exists in every play. I'm not suggesting that they take the refs right out of it, but there has to be something better than what we're doing. When a guy like
ban the refs, ban the refs.
My daughter watches this game show on Prime, and when a guy like Mr. Beast can set up a football field sized area with more cameras than anyone else ever has, why aren't you surrounding this? You could get a Matrix style view of everything that's happening from any angle around that sphere. It just doesn't make sense that we're still so reliant on the human element, on the humans to ref this game. I don't know. And this is coming from a Lions fan that we have a long, long, long history of getting jobbed in the playoffs, not in the playoffs. Every year for 10 years, it seems like they were making a rule and naming it after us, right?
How many do we have? We have the Kelvin Johnson rule. I'm literally just going through some YouTube videos, and
we have
type in Lions off season, and the Brandon Pettigrew image comes up. Like, why is that still in the algorithm?
The non-call in Dallas?
Yeah, exactly. So we've been jobbed. Wayne, you guys have been jobbed so many times, and we hit on the OJ controversy.
Has been jobbed.
Yeah, even better, man. I mean, look at every game they played this season. Their victory of margin was minimal. It's not done without controversy. You want to look at a game where I guess you could make the fact that it wasn't rigged is Washington and Philly. That was a blowout. Okay, fair enough. Unless you convince the whole Washington Commanders team to just lay down, then I'm not saying every detail of the NFL is scripted, but I know there is a darling and a team that everybody has a mutual interest seeing become a dynasty, right? This is a brand we're talking about with the NFL. They had Tom Brady and the Patriots. That's gone. Now they have Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.